All right, so here we go. Uh, this is a random battle that I did that cost me, or in one move cost me the game. So here we go. Let's click play, and I'll do a step by step. All right, so here we go. I Volbeat against Scolipede. So I decided to, and he sends out Thunder. So I decided to set up. So I use Tailwind to raise or yeah, and so then I set substitute, and he uses knockoff, which fades it straight away. So I decide to use substitute once again and try and survive more. And he uses the thunderbolt, and it fades once again. So I decide, okay, you know what, it's going to be like this every single time. So I'm just going to just you. So I also have baton pass, bug buzz, and so I decided to use moves like baton pass and whatnot, but I use this taunt, which makes all my moves except for bug buzz not available to use. So let's keep going. And so I decide to just keep using bug buzz over and over. It does barely any damage, but that's the most I can do, and Volbeat probably wouldn't come in handy that much later, so I just sacrifice him and get as much hits as I can. So then I send out Landorus, and he uses knockoff because then now he can't use Thunderbolt. So I use Rock Polish to raise my speed, and I decided to use some more setting up. I use Taunt, so I cannot use Calm Mind, which is a bummer. And so then I use Psychic and uses Knockoff once again. And so I use Psychic once again. Just I keep doing that because that's all I can do at the moment. He uses Knockoff, and the taunt fades, I believe, right now. Yep. And I decide to use Calm Mind here and raises my speed and special attack. And so he uses knockoff, and I survive, and use psychic again, which knocks him out because of my raised special attack. So now he uses out Weavile, and I decide I'll try to use Earth Power. I think I had, and just in case because that's effective, I believe. But he uses Ice Shard, and I get knocked out. So I send out Thorn. He uses knockoff, and uh, so I use spikes to start setting up, and he uses Icicle Crash, which I survive by a nice amount. I use knockoff just to knock off its life orb, and he uses knockoff and kills me. So we go. I go ahead and use Ariados because it is super effective. Uses knockoff, and Black Sludge is gone. So I use Sticky Web. That way, when he calls on someone, it becomes slower and gets hurt. And I survive that Icicle Crash. And use Toxic Spikes, so they also be poisoned. And uses Sword Stance, which allows me to use Mega Horn and knock it out. And so now it's the Toxic Spike disappears after Scolipede, and it knocks me out, which is a huge bummer because Toxic Spikes would have come a lot in handy. So I use Stun Fisk. I call it the go, and he liked that. That was very funny. And so um, uh, so that not much happened right there. I used Toxic by accident, which wouldn't have done anything anyways, and I used Earth Power, which he does survive, but after he knocks me out once again, or knocks me out with Earthquake, I faint, and so does he, and so I decide, all right, Nidoking is my last Pokemon, and I need to sweep all the rest. So he sends out Volcanion, and so I use Nidoking, and it knows Substitute, uh, Earth Power, Super Power, and Sludge Wave. So I use Substitute, so I could get a hit on, which is very good because he uses Steam Eruption and it fades straight away. So I use Earth Power this time and it knocks it out. So now he sends out Go-Go, and the Sticky Web and Spike is coming in handy. So I use Sludge Wave and it barely survives. So he uses Leech Seed, which is not that good. And so he sends out Crocodile, and then I use Earth Power because it would have knocked out Go-Go, but it doesn't. And it keeps healing him, so I decide to this turn use Substitute, which when I did it, I figured was a pretty bad move, and he uses Earthquake, which actually was a better move because I managed to survive with that. And so I use Superpower and knock it out because it's a Dark type, and I'm at 4% HP, and he sends out Go-Go, and after the spikes, he becomes at 5% HP. And so here we go. I got mixed up with Substitute, and I thought it takes off 25% of your health every time, so I thought I'd be at 1% when I use Substitute. That was not the case. So I have Superpower, Earth Power, and Sludge Wave. All of them would have knocked it out. But instead, what I do is Substitute. And because of that, I lose, and right after, Go-Go is knocked out. And so that thing, I ended off with the GG, does the same. And there we go. So using that Substitute, messed up the entire thing and got pretty mad. So there we go. See ya. Wait, not yet. Not yet. And now.